Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. This week I have been super productive and this is Tuesday and I'm shooting my second video. Oh yeah, my name's Stacey for anyone who's new. So I had a little poll on my Instagram asking people about spring makeup trends that I had researched, and there were two. There was a blue one and a peachy gold, and at the time when I shot the video yesterday, the peachy gold one, but then when I checked later on, actually the blue one was like more popular. So I thought, oh, I'm going to do that because I really wanted to do that one anyway. And for me, this is kind of scary because I am like a neutral girl. I love like taupe and grey and brown and bronze and copper and gold and champagne. That's like my colour comfort zone. So to wear blue is just going to be like, oh, I never ever wear blue. And that's another reason why I wanted to shoot this video, because I know a lot of people steer clear from blue. So yeah, stick with me, see what happens. I have no idea, I haven't planned this, I haven't tried it out, but I just wanted to do something and have some fun. So let's go. Right, skin prep today. Pixie Glow Mist, Ombre Elise, and I've got Paw lip balm on my lips. Today I'm going to do something a bit different. I am going to use powders as my base because I've used a lot of like liquids, and I had some requests from some people to do a powder based one if you don't wear foundation, and I don't always wear foundation, sometimes I just use powders too, so I thought I'll incorporate that into this video as well. So this is just the Makeup Forever primer for oily skin. And this is another thing I wanted to do as well. I wanted to show how you can wear a spring makeup even if you've got more of an oily skin type. So I'd say like mine's combination. It generally tends to get oily in the T-zone, but everywhere else is fine. I do have some pores. I don't know if it shows on camera. They're not massive, but when I get oily, you do see it more. So I was like, okay, let's be more technical today. We all know that you like fresh and glowy and dewy, but let's do something else. So I'm just putting this primer in my problem areas. No, not problem. It's not a problem. I'm just putting it in the areas that I get oily. And I only put a tiny bit on my nose, because I think my nose, when it's completely matte, looks really weird. So with this primer, I'll show you actually. YouTube hand. Oh, let's hide my face. Maybe it'll focus better. With this primer, I know you have to really work it into the skin. If you don't blend it in very well and then you go over it with a liquid, it doesn't sit very nicely. So I'm going to do some colour correction today as well. I do have a little bit of pigmentation around my mouth. So this is from the MAC Pro Conceal and Correct range. The name of it's rubbed off, but I think it is Burnt Coral and Rich Yellow, but I will, like always, I'll leave it in the description box so you know for sure what I've used. And then I'm just going to take a little brush. This is a really old Gemma Kid. I used to teach at Gemma Kid ages ago. It's an old Gemma Kid brush, but I'm just going to use this. Any like flat top synthetic brush that you have is really good for this. And just work this into this area. And you should see that it's brightened up my chin, my goatee a bit better. I'm going to use this orangey colour just underneath my concealer today, and on this little beauty of a scar that I have here from a spot that I didn't pick, but it still left a scar. So I'm just going to go over that. Oh, that's not a spot. That's a beauty mark. Right, and just... Oh, London life. I swear, like every time I do a video, a police car goes past. But I do live very close to the centre of London, so it's to be expected. Right, now I'm using a 224 from MAC blending brush and just working in this corrector here. And this is just going to help with my concealer, just making my eyes look a bit brighter underneath. And so for concealer, I'm going to use my favourite. It's the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Amande, and just go over the little crevice there and cover up my dark eye bags. Then for brows, I'm using my NYX micro brow pencil again in the colour Espresso, and just brushing up my brows first. See what I'm working with. If they look a little messy, excuse that, I'm just growing them out a little bit to see if I can get a better shape. I really love this pencil, I said that before. it just matches the natural weight of my brow hair. It's not too strong and it's not too faint. That's really important when you're picking a brow pencil. Sometimes the colour can be great, but if the texture's off, it just reads funny on the face. So for me, I don't have to be so light-handed with this. I can kind of just keep going and going, and because it's so soft, and because it's so light, the texture of it is so light, it doesn't make my brows look super drawn in. So this is definitely a win for me. Then I'm taking my Illamasqua brow gel and just working this through my brows. Then I'm going to go back to my NARS concealer and just brighten underneath my brows a little bit. Sorry, there's an annoying pigeon on my windowsill. That's better. Okay, so then for skin, I'm just going to use these two, my mineralized skin finishes. You see me use them in every video, but I actually sometimes use them as base. They give like a satin finish to the skin, and I'd say it's about medium coverage, medium to full, it depends. No, medium coverage. I'm going to use this brush from Stila. It's a number 21 if I remember correctly, but we all know what my memory's like. I'm going to use this brush from Stila. The number and the name of it is rubbed off because it is well loved, but I'll find out and link it in the description box. So what I do is I just work it into the brush and literally just buff it on. So I'm using dark, and you can see it does make a difference. This side of my face in comparison, it definitely makes a difference. And just buff that in. And then where my face is darker on the perimeter and on my forehead, I'm taking Dark Deep, which is actually a bit redder, but it's not so red that it looks odd on my face. Use the same brush, same method, and just buff that in. Right, that's it. Now we're going to go into the colour, and I have no idea what I'm going to do. So I've got a few products that some things I've actually never used on myself before, so this is going to be really interesting. I'm going to start off with this Makeup Forever pencil. It's called a Waterproof Glide-On Eyeshadow, and the colour is Aquamatic. And waterproof is good, so let's just see what happens. Oh, that is so lovely. Oh, I like this. Okay, and then I'm going to take a pencil brush. So basically, if something's waterproof, it means it's got something in it, which means it sets really quickly. So you've got to work fast. And I can't see because the mirror's too far away, so I'm going to use a smaller one. Oh, this is such a lovely colour. Do the same on this side. It's really creamy, it blends really nicely. Oh, and this is a 219 pencil brush from MAC that I'm just using to work out the edges. I'm just making it really intense at the lash line because I want the colour to be really strong. And when you blend it out, it does kind of dilute it a little bit. So I'm just going over it. I'm just blending it up towards the crease. I love this colour. Oh my gosh, okay, calm down. Right, so I actually now want this colour in my waterline, and I don't have a pencil this colour. So I'm going to cheat. Don't copy me, because I do naughty things with makeup, and this might, if you've got sensitive eyes, this might give you an irritation, but I'm actually just going to take a little brush and take this eyeshadow and put it on my inside waterline. I really love that colour in the waterline. It's just so subtle and so pretty, and for anyone who's like has a bit of a colour aversion and maybe doing this blue on the lid is a bit too much, you could literally just do it in the waterline and it just adds a flash of colour, and it's so pretty. Now I'm going to just do my a bit of smokiness underneath. So I'm using this pencil from MAC. It's called Indigo. I think they've discontinued it, but they have a Technakohl pencil called Auto de Bleu. which is exactly the same colour. Then I'm going to take my pencil brush again and just blend that out. And it's got a little bit of the colour on the eyelid on the brush, and I want that to work the two colours together. Oh, I think I'm going to start wearing colour more often. I love how this looks. Okay, blend that down as well. And like I said with the blending, when you blend it, it softens, and I want this to be stronger, so I'm going to go back in and do exactly the same thing and blend it out again. And then I'm going to take a tiny bit of this brown eyeshadow, it's called Brown Down from MAC, just to put a bit of a crease in. I've just looked really closely and I can see that there's some skin peeking through, so I'm just going to go back with that small brush that I use. This is a Louise Young LY17 brush, and I'm just going to go back to the roots of my lashes on the top and make sure that there's no skin. Now I'm going to do my mascara, and I think today I'm just going to use my In Extreme Dimension on its own. With a colour like this, you can afford to really go to town with mascara. Also, blue's such a good colour for brown eyes. If you have brown eyes or hazel or like amber coloured eyes, this type of blue works so well. This is like my favourite type of blue to use. Can I call a blue a yellow based blue? But it is kind of, you know, more leaning towards that teal and indigo side of blue. Is such a complementary colour to wear if you have brown skin or tan skin, or if you have, like I said, hazel or brown eyes. It works so well. And actually I am going to go for it with my Giga Black. There's just something about the combination of these two mascaras together. It doesn't look the same if I don't use them both, so I'm going to just go through with this one. This mascara has got a really firm wand, and it's really tiny, so it's great for getting these lashes in here that sometimes bigger wands just can't reach. Yeah, you can see it just makes it more fluttery in comparison to this eye, so I have to use the two. It's actually quite a good trick. If you have mascaras that do different things that you love, you can layer them together. You don't have to only use one. And today I'm not going to wear any bottom lash mascara. I just think it would lose the detail of this smoky blue liner that we have underneath, so that's going to be that. Right. Then I'm taking a 217 and I'm using this colour here. It's called Aqua. And I'm going to use that as my inner corner highlight today. Actually, that brush is not firm enough. I need something here. So I'm going to use my Louise Young LY14. It's a slightly bigger pencil brush. And just go in here with this. And I really like the juxtaposition of textures. The Aqua is completely matte, and the Makeup Forever crayon eyeshadow that I've used is metallic, and I love those two sitting together. So that's it for my eye makeup. I'm actually really kind of surprised because I never ever wear colour. I literally just live in brown and gold. And so for me, this is so refreshing to see. Like, you can tell that I'm excited, right? It's really nice to see colour on my face. And today I am actually going to do some highlighter again because I still want the makeup to look quite fresh and glowy, even though I've used a much more matte finish to the skin. I'm using a highlighter from MAC called Oh Darling, which is a really lovely gold, but mine's broken. Where? Looks like this. I can't really tip it forward, otherwise it's going to fall out. But it's just a gold highlighter. And I'm just going to really subtly brow bone, hit the brow bone, and the tops of my cheekbone, and a little bit in the middle of my nose here on the bridge. Oh, that was too much. And I'm going to use 2 lip glosses today. One of them is from Bobbi Brown. It's number 22 Rosy. I don't know if they still make this colour, but it's just a pink lip gloss. I'll check when I do my description box what is and what isn't available and leave you substitutions for it. And I'm using NARS Wonder lip gloss. So pink on the bottom. Gosh, my lips are so big. This takes ages to do. This is a trick actually. If you've got full lips and when you put lip gloss on you feel like it takes forever, I put the wand in and I get products on the actual stick and then I just put the stick on my lip like that. It's so much quicker. Then for blush, I'm using lipstick like always. This is Pink Nouveau from MAC. And then I'm just going to use my fingers and blend that in. And then today's video is so experimental, so I'm trying something else. I've had this Sicily blusher. I was given this after a show that I did for Fashion Week a couple of seasons ago, and Sicily were the makeup sponsors. And I've only ever used it on fair skin because I looked at it and I thought, well, that's not going to show up on my face, but I could be wrong. So let's just see what happens. It might look like a highlighter, it might look like a blush. So for that reason, I'm going to start on the tops of my cheeks here. So then if it does look like a highlighter, it doesn't look weird. So let's go. I'm using a 116 brush from MAC. Oh, no, that's nice. Okay, it's safe. It's got a really lovely sheen to it as well. If anyone wants to know the name of this blush, it's called L'Orchidée. I'm really not, I really can't speak French. In English, it translates to the orchid. And yeah, I can't say it, but I'll leave it in the description box below. It's a really pretty colour. Finally, I'm just going to take a tiny bit of that Pink Nouveau lipstick and just, ooh, pop that in the middle of the lip. That I'm so happy with this makeup look, guys. This is my interpretation on a spring-based makeup look. I know I've said it like a million times already, but I never wear colour, so I was really afraid. Like when I was picking up my products, I was like, oh my God, you're going to end up looking like Pat Butcher. If you don't know who Pat Butcher is, I'll drop a picture in, but she's like a character from a soap here in the UK, and let's just say she's an interesting muse. So yeah, I was really pleasantly surprised with how it turned out. Just pick the bits and pieces that speak to you. Like if the whole thing is too much for you, just take whatever you like and make it work for you. That's the whole reason why I'm here, really. Also, I started to do live Get Ready With Me's on Sundays on my Instagram. So if you fancy seeing like this makeup done in real time on a Sunday, it's 10 o'clock UK time. Just join me there. My handle is like a button on this page, I'm sure. And if not, I'm going to leave it in the description box anyway, so you know who to follow. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.